details. Diddy traded consciousnesses with Kai Cenat. Yeah, that's what happened. They put Diddy's consciousness into him. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. Ain't no allegedly. This is what I know. So yeah, so those jokes at the Streamer University wasn't actually technically jokes. They're just putting it in your face because they have to. They have to tell you. They just don't do it directly. So yeah, look forward to, like I said, someone coming unalived. Look forward to a whole bunch of allegations and different things starting. Look forward to all kinds of...
Kai Cenat just had one of the biggest streaming moments in history, and then he disappeared. Not the fun kind of disappearance where a streamer takes a week off and comes back refreshed. We're talking months of radio silence after breaking Twitch's all-time subscriber record during Mafiathon 3. Over 1 million active subs, collaborations with LeBron James. The entire streaming world watching him reach heights most creators will never even dream of. And then, nothing. When he finally showed up at the Streamer Awards, something was off. Anyone who's watched Kai knows his energy. The man is loud, chaotic, always turned up to 11. But at that award show, he looked drained. He sounded different. There has been a noticeable shift in how people are talking about Kai Cenat lately, and it didn't start out of nowhere. Once the Diddy documentary dropped, the internet began connecting dots that many people claim they had already noticed but never took seriously. Old clips resurfaced. Moments that once felt like jokes or exaggerated reactions suddenly started being replayed with a different lens. The similarities in appearance, mannerisms, and even public behavior became harder for some viewers to ignore, especially when placed side by side. One of the moments that caught the most attention was the revelation that Kai's streaming house sat right next door to Diddy's property. What was presented as shock on stream felt theatrical to many viewers. In an industry where locations, neighbors, and security are carefully vetted, the idea that this was discovered by accident feels unlikely. For people,
Kai Cenat Mafiathon 2 house is right next to Diddy's. This is cap. Wait, what? What? Wait! Oh, no! Wait! No, you're lying! That's a cap! He only has a house in Miami, you're lying!
People already skeptical of Hollywood narratives, this moment reinforced the belief that much of what audiences see is staged, rehearsed, and designed to provoke specific reactions. Plus, the reactions seemed very performative, and Kevin Hart, the little short 4'11" man, was there. Kevin Hart has also attended plenty of Diddy's parties, so him acting shocked wasn't genuine. As the discussion spread, it moved beyond coincidence and into symbolism. The jokes made at the Streamer Awards weren't received as harmless humor by everyone. Some interpreted them as subtle acknowledgments disguised as comedy. The repeated references to Diddy, the Netflix documentary mention, and the way the room reacted all fed into the belief that certain truths are often revealed publicly but hidden behind laughter so they can be dismissed if questioned.
Dad! This year, as everyone knows, you broke the record for the most expensive haircut and the least educational university. So congratulations to you. Oh, and also, congrats on your new documentary with 50 Cent. That was you, right?
From there, the conversation took a darker turn. Online creators began tying Kai's rise to broader theories about Hollywood as a stage, where public figures play roles rather than live authentic lives. The idea isn't just that celebrities act in movies, but that their entire identities can be curated, swapped, or rewritten. To those who believe this, Kai's success, associations, and environment are not random. They're deliberate steps in a larger system that rewards obedience, adaptability, and silence. Numerology, symbolism, and repeated imagery became part of the argument. Whether it's numbers lining up, visual parallels, or shared social circles, believers see patterns where others see coincidence. Sleepovers, inner circles, and exclusive access are reinterpreted as rituals of belonging rather than casual hangouts. To skeptics, it's conspiracy. To others, it's simply how power operates behind closed doors. At the center of all this isn't just Kai Cenat as a person, but what he represents. A new generation figure who rose fast, connected deeply with young audiences, and suddenly stepped back without clear explanation. When someone becomes that influential that quickly, people will question what it cost, who benefits, and what changes when the cameras stop rolling. Whether the theories are true or not, they reflect a growing distrust of entertainment industries and the stories they sell. What makes this moment even more interesting is that Kai's absence didn't end with silence. Instead, it came paired with a clear shift in direction. Rather than doubling down on streaming, he began talking about fashion, directing, and film. That alone wouldn't be strange, but combined with his timing, his demeanor, and the way the announcement was delivered, it felt like a rebranding rather than a break. The fact he also cut his dreads and LeBron was the first person to cut the dread raised eyebrows. Cutting hair is often symbolized as spiritual, especially since he had been growing the dreads since he was 14 years old. Also, the sleepovers felt like the P. Diddy parties rebranded. Then there's the content itself. During Mafiathon 3, Kai did some stuff that raised eyebrows, the Ray J shower scene being the most talked about. It could have seemed like a joke, but every joke has a deeper meaning into it. Rebranding in Hollywood rarely looks like a press release that says, "I'm changing." It usually happens subtly. The energy changes, the personality becomes more controlled, the language feels safer, more polished, more aligned with broader industry narratives. When Kai spoke about stepping back for mental health, anime, and self-reflection, some viewers felt the message was carefully packaged to resonate with a younger audience while avoiding deeper questions.
People pointed out that the Kai they saw on that award stage didn't feel like the same Kai who built his name on raw energy and chaos. His expressions were different, his posture was different, even his engagement with jokes felt restrained. To those watching closely, it looked less like burnout and more like transition, the end of one role and the preparation for another. Rebranding also explains why the theories intensified instead of fading. When a public figure reinvents themselves, audiences instinctively ask why. In Kai's case, the rebrand appears to move him away from internet unpredictability and closer to controlled, high-budget spaces. Film, fashion, and Hollywood demand a different image, one that can't afford controversy, improvisation, or unscripted moments. For people who believe in the idea of characters rather than individuals, this rebrand is proof that the streamer era of Kai Cenat has served its purpose. The platform was built, the audience was captured, the influence was established. Now the character evolves, not disappears, but transforms. New industries, new narratives, new expectations. Even without believing the more extreme theories, it's hard to deny that something has shifted. Kai didn't just step back, he stepped sideways into something bigger and quieter, less accessible, more distant. That alone changes how audiences perceive him. When relatability fades, mystery grows, and mystery invites speculation. At the end of the day, whether this is calculated industry evolution or something more unsettling depends on perspective. But rebranding is never accidental at this level. It's intentional, strategic, and often guided by forces viewers never see. The world may not literally be a stage in the way some claim, but the performance is real. And right now, Kai Cenat is clearly playing a new role.